Today I want to talk to you about one of the most difficult parts of photography, and that's making money with it. Making money with your camera, not super difficult. Making a living with your camera, pretty difficult. And when it comes to making money, I've learned a thing or two in my photography career, and I want to talk to you about those things today so that hopefully you can plan your next steps better. Before clients, before booking, before pricing, before any of these other things, there's one thing that you need to do, and that is learn. You need to know how to take pictures. You need to be fairly proficient at what you do. This is something that I see over and over. People get a camera, someone gives them a camera, they find a camera, and immediately they're offering family portraits, engagement sessions, weddings, whatever. They're offering something and they want people to pay for it. Well, they have not proven themselves. They just pick up a camera and say, oh, how hard could this be? And decide they want to make a business out of it. It sounds crazy, but before you expect someone to pay for it, you have to actually have a little bit of skill with your camera. And it doesn't really matter what gear you have at the time, but take the time to learn the ins and outs of your camera and your lenses. If you really want to do this seriously and you want to do this well, you can't just kind of fling yourself into it not knowing where you're going to land. You have to have some proficiency built up already before you can expect anyone to pay for your work. I don't know about you, but for me, I could not in good conscience charge someone money for a service I don't really know how to perform. So that's step number one. Use your camera, build up some skill with your camera, with your gear, before you expect anyone to pay for it. As a brand new photographer, your primary source of clients, i.e. income, is going to come from word of mouth, and you're making connections with people. And I see those as pretty much the same thing. And this tells you something very important about how to actually start this business. The best possible way to start is start with something you're familiar with and start with things you are close to. Your family, extended family, your church, your school, organization you're a part of. Start there. It may not be the most fun, the most glamorous, the most well-paying gig you will ever do, but you've got to start somewhere. And if you don't ever start, you can't ever get anywhere. So start with what's around you. That's the best possible place. If you go to a ton of car meets, great. Photograph cars. Go to the meets, bring your camera, start there. People will be interested in what you're doing, most likely. And if you create good work, or can create good work for them, that's awesome. And that's a start. You can go different places from there. You can make your way into different environments from there, but start with what's closest to you. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're interested in doing family photos, start with a family that you're very close with. Say, I'll do these for y'all for free, for some portfolio work for me. And if you'll help me get my name out there, recommend me to your friends, recommend me to people that you know, you've got to get your name out somewhere. And the best way to do that is with people and circumstances that you're already around. If you're brand new and you're just starting out, you don't really have this long built trust and portfolio even to show people that can vouch for the work you do. You have to make it almost impossible for them to say no to the service you have to offer. These connections and this word of mouth can only really come about if you are doing shoots. And one of the best ways to get people to do shoots for a brand new photographer, someone that they don't know, or someone that's just starting out, is to just offer them to people. Say, I'll do your family photos for $100, or I'll do your family photos for $150. I'll do your family photos for free. But you need to be able to get a client and do a shoot. That way you can start the ball rolling with people seeing the work that you actually produce, and then they can refer you on to new people. you also get content and advertising material for your social media. So every time you do a shoot, you're expanding your possible network of connections, and that is going to increase your chances of generating new leads for your business. When you're just starting out, it's very unlikely that you're going to generate a whole lot of business through your social media. I don't say it's impossible, because it absolutely can happen and does happen. But by and large, social media is going to be a way for you to connect with those people that are referred to you, if that makes sense. So you do a shoot for this family, and this family really likes the photos they got, and they tell a couple friends about this awesome experience they had with you. Well, now these people can go find your social media, they can see those photos of that family, and it might prompt them to get in touch with you for their own family shoot, or for a couple shoot, an engagement shoot, whatever. They then have the ability to connect with you without you ever having to necessarily meet them. You will eventually, but you don't have to know them. That's the beauty of social media, is that it gives you the ability to make those connections without having to hope you meet these people somewhere or something. It makes the connecting super easy, but social media leads usually come after a long period of generating business just by putting yourself out there and offering up shoots and doing good work for people. The word of mouth then translates to social media activity and leads generated that way. There are all kinds of different scenarios, and I probably didn't mention yours here. So if you've got more specific questions for me, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I would be happy to have a little conversation with you and help figure some things out if I can. A like is always appreciated, and if you care to stick around, subscribing is appreciated as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you later.